gun-toting Minnesotan. So I decided to do a video today. I'm using the Gamo, and I'm actually using my tripod today with my shooting mat because I wanted to make myself as comfortable as possible to make this shot. I'm trying to hit a popcan at 200 yards in under 5 shots. So I'm gonna give myself 5 shots because that's completely fair at 200 yards on a popcan. The wind right now, maybe you can hear it on the camera, you can't. Try to find a tree. So it's moving the branches on the trees just fine because it's about 8 to 12 miles an hour. I don't normally get real serious about shooting extended long range with pellet rifles when it's this windy because it's almost just really impractical. You start holding 6-7 mils of wind sometimes, especially with a slow gun, which I'm shooting a pretty slow gun. It's 1,000 feet per second with the lightest projectile, but the way I'm shooting it is probably 800 feet per second. So 200 yards. And the way that I'm trying to read the wind today, I'll give you a little tip if you're into this kind of thing. If you're just pushing it, 100 yards, 150 yards, and you want to push it out to that 200, 250 yard marker, there's something you'll probably have to do. First of all, it's really helpful to have a spotter. If you don't, like I don't today, something that I do is I grab a giant piece of cardboard. This is like, I don't know, a 13 by 17, or 13 by 16 piece of cardboard or something with, actually it's too big of a target in the middle, but I grab a target like that and I'll walk out to my target out there at the end of the woods and I'll put this to the right of it. The wind is moving from the right to the left, and so I'll aim on this, but I'll have a big steel pan. I'm using a giant pizza pan today to the left of it, and so I can hear when I'm not reading the wind right. I'll do that several times. If the wind is consistent, then I'll go ahead and be ready to engage that popcan. But it's just a little idea so you can group a little bit, see how you're grouping, and the biggest thing is not going to be the elevation. You'll figure that out soon enough. It's going to be definitely the wind. The wind is really, really hard to read, and this is just a quick tip. It's the way I do it. So I put this to the right of my target. I engage it a few times, try to see what my groups are looking like, and if I'm hitting that pan too many times, then I know I either need to wait or I need to reconfigure my optic for that wind in my hold. All right, so I just measured my, let's see, target is right there. With that, I'm gonna go drink a pop. My group on the paper, luckily I had something to measure it by, had a 6-inch blade. It was 8 inches though. So my group is about 8 inches at 200. And I'm definitely okay with that. That's not terrible. I don't think I'd be happy if it was much bigger, but I'll take that. I think I could even tune that down a little bit. If it wasn't so windy, that 8 to 12 miles an hour is just a little too impractical. Honestly, I'm still going to try this. If it wasn't quite that windy, I think it would be a little tighter. And if I wasn't shooting off the tripod definitely is better than shooting off my pack or just holding it. Sitting on the ground even sometimes isn't the best. So if I was on a table and I had my sportsman's guide stand, I always get the best groups out of that rest. So I think maybe in the summer sometime I'll try it out again with the popcan, 5 shots kind of deal. I'll try it today though, because if I get it today I can definitely do it in the summer. It'd be pretty sweet. So I'm gonna give myself 5 shots. I gotta go drink a can of pop, feed my baby, wash my hands and stuff, and then I'm gonna come back out here and we're gonna see if I can get it 5 shots to get a 12-ounce soda can, Mountain Dew specifically, at 200 yards. We'll see if we get it. All right, I got my target set out at 200 pop can. I took kind of a break there. I'm going to take 2 shots on the pan real quick just to confirm what I think the wind is doing now. It's actually even harder to read now. When it's that consistent blowing wind, I kind of know what to expect. A little bit better than a blustery wind that comes and goes and comes and goes. Doesn't really make it easy for me, but at least my hands are not freezing anymore. Okay. Yeah. That was actually a miss on the pan, which is a problem. The wind, I believe the wind has died down a little bit, so now I've been shooting all day dealing with the wind, and now I gotta figure out what it's like without the wind. Okay, give me a second. make sure I'm consistent on the pan. Then I'll take my 5 shots with the can. I'm gonna give myself every opportunity here. Okay, there's one. Yeah, now I'm down to just holding 1 mil. All right, so I messed around a little bit, figured out now I'm only holding 1 mil of wind. So that's kind of a good thing, as long as it's consistent. So if you can hear that, that's the sound of 200 yards, you know, around. I'm not using exact measurements, but it's pretty close to 200 yards. I do have a range that I belong to that has exactly 200 and exactly 250 from the shooting position. And maybe I'll do a video at that range sometime with this rifle and try to set up 2 cameras. That would be helpful. It's just my camera keeps dying in the cold. Rifle seems to do okay though. That's a long drop time. It's fun watching that pellet go super high because it's going about 4.5 feet high. All right, we'll wait for this car, and actually I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start. So this is gonna be shot number 1. I don't believe that was a hit. It looked like it was very close. I didn't see a snow fluff, but it sounded like it hit the paper that's behind it. That was 1. Here's number 2. There's just a little left. Carrying a little bit of wind down there and a little bit more down here, so I probably shouldn't have sped through that. Here's number 3. Oh, I don't know. That, oh gosh, it's hard to see. Okay, that maybe was a glance. We'll see on the can. This should still be a mark even at 200 yards. That might have been a glance on the side. I'm gonna shoot the last 2. Here's number 4. It's a miss. All right. So this is number 5, and my pad is melting the snow underneath me a little bit, so I gotta adjust some things differently. I want to get every advantage I can here. All right. There's a miss. So I missed in the 5 times, unless that one was a glance. There was no puncturing shot there. I'm gonna take 5 more shots just for fun. Doesn't really count now because I missed my opportunity, but I want to keep shooting. So I'm gonna try 5 more shots. I'll still be able to see if there's a glance down there for the first 5. Kind of looked like that was a glance to me. 9, going on 9. Okay, relax a little bit here. There it is. Got it. Dang. Sweet. Got it. Okay, that was number 9. Gamo Accu 177 with the fixed barrel did pretty well, and the IGT definitely holds up in the cold just fine. Here's, oh nice. All right, I'm gonna get this in frame. So down there, I had a little snowman that I built up a little higher and put that pop can on top of it. There's a paper target. There's a pizza pan that I use. And there it is. Wow, it looks like it barely made it through the can, honestly. It definitely split that, and I think most of that is just immediate dump of energy. It probably flattened that pellet out. It did make it through. If you can see that, it did barely push open the other side. Yeah, it went through. And I'd like to find it. It's probably in the snow here, because it probably didn't even make it through the paper that was behind this, but there it is. So that was actually 9 shots. Now the can is crunched up a little bit. I can't tell if I did get a deflect on it or a grazing shot earlier. But surprisingly, it did dump enough energy in there. I would say that would probably, even at this distance, still kill a bird. Not a squirrel, but a small bird. That looks enough to me to kill it. So that is awesome. 12-ounce can, 9 shots. I'll do this again sometime. We'll see if we can get it in 5 shots at 200 yards, all right? Guntote, Minnesotan. Come here.